Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban is a 2004 fantasy film directed by Alfonso Cuarón from a screenplay by Steve K. Loves. It is based on the 1999 novel Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban by J.K. Rowling. It is the sequel to Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, 2002, and the third installment in the Harry Potter film series. The film stars Daniel Radcliffe as Harry Potter, alongside Rupert Grint and Emma Watson as Harry's best friends Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger, respectively. It chronicles Harry's third year at Hogwarts and his quest to uncover the truth about his past, including the connection recently escaped Azkaban prisoner Sirius Black has to Harry and his deceased parents. With this film, the Harry Potter series switched to a longer 18-month production cycle. Cuarón was selected as director from a list that included Callie Cowrie and Kenneth Branagh. The cast of previous films returned for Prisoner, with the additions of Gary Oldman, David Thewlis, Timothy Spall, and Emma Thompson, among others. It was the first appearance of Michael Gambon as Professor Albus Dumbledore, due to Richard Harris's death in 2002. Principal photography began in February 2003 at Leavesden Film Studios. It was the first in the series to extensively use real-life locations, with sets built in Scotland and scenes shot in London. Filming wrapped in November 2003. The film was released on May 31, 2004 in the United Kingdom, and on June 4, 2004 in North America. It was the first Harry Potter film to use IMAX technology and was released in IMAX theaters. Prisoner of Azkaban grossed a total of $808 million worldwide, making it the second highest grossing film of 2004, behind Shrek 2. The film received positive reviews, with particular praise for Cuarón's direction. It was credited with shifting the franchise's tone. It was nominated for 2 Academy Awards, Best Original Music Score and Best Visual Effects, at the 77th Academy Awards in 2004. It was followed by Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire in 2005. Plot. During another unhappy summer with the Dursleys, Harry Potter becomes enraged when Vernon's sister Marge viciously insults his parents and provokes her to inflate and float away. Expecting to be expelled from Hogwarts for using magic outside school, Harry runs away but is picked up by the night bus and taken to the Leaky Cauldron, where Minister for Magic Cornelius Fudge assures Harry that he will not face punishment. Upon reuniting with his best friends Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger, Harry learns that Sirius Black, an alleged supporter of Lord Voldemort, has escaped Azkaban prison and is expected to come after Harry. While journeying to Hogwarts, the Hogwarts Express is boarded by Dementors, ghostly prison guards searching for Black. One of them causes Harry to faint, but the new defense against the dark arts teacher, Remus Lupin, repels it using a Patronus charm. At Hogwarts, Headmaster Albus Dumbledore announces that Dementors will patrol the school until Black is captured. Hagrid is appointed as the Care of Magical Creatures teacher, but his first class goes awry when Draco Malfoy provokes a hippogriff named Buckbeak to attack him. As a result, Draco's father has Buckbeak sentenced to death. Hogwarts is put on high alert when the portrait of the Fat Lady warns that Black is in the castle and attempted to break into Gryffindor Tower. The Dementors attack Harry during a Quidditch match, but he is saved by Dumbledore. Although his broomstick is destroyed, Harry's sensitivity to the Dementors prompts him to ask Lupin to teach him the Patronus charm. Harry, unable to visit Hogsmeade Village without permission from his guardians, attempts to sneak out of the castle but is caught by Fred and George Weasley, who provide him with the Marauder's map, which shows him a secure passage to Hogsmeade. Above the Three Broomsticks pub, he overhears Professor Minerva McGonagall, pub owner Madame Rosmerta and Fudge discuss how Black is Harry's godfather, divulged the Potters' whereabouts to Lord Voldemort, and murdered their mutual friend Peter Pettigrew. Harry vows to kill Black if they meet. Harry, Ron, and Hermione witness the execution of Buckbeak, after which a large black dog drags Ron into a hole at the base of the Whomping Willow. Harry and Hermione follow them through an underground passage to the Shrieking Shack, where the dog is revealed to be Black, an animagus. Lupin appears in the shack, where he is revealed to be an old friend of Black and a werewolf. Lupin and Black reveal that Ron's pet rat, Scabbers, is actually the animagus form of Pettigrew, who is returned to human form and confesses to having betrayed Harry's parents, framed Black, and faked his own death. The group heads back to the castle, intending to both exonerate Black, who offers to let Harry live with him instead of the Dursleys, and expose Pettigrew as the real killer, but the full moon causes Lupin to transform into a werewolf. Amid the chaos, Pettigrew turns back into a rat and escapes. Black transforms into his animal form and fights off werewolf Lupin, who seriously injures Black. Harry finds Black, and Dementors attack them both until an unseen person casts a powerful Patronus charm to ward them off. Harry falls unconscious and awakens in the hospital wing, while Black has been recaptured and, with Pettigrew gone, sentenced to the Dementor's kiss. With Dumbledore's advice, Harry and Hermione use her time turner to travel back in time and rescue Buckbeak from execution. Harry realizes he had saved himself and Black previously with a Patronus charm and used it to drive the Dementors away. They successfully free Black, who escapes on Buckbeak. Lupin subsequently resigns, Severus Snape having exposed his secret condition as a werewolf. Harry receives a new firebolt broomstick from Black. Cast. Further information, list of Harry Potter cast members. A photograph of Daniel Radcliffe. A photograph of Rupert Grint. A photograph of Emma Watson. Left to right, Daniel Radcliffe, pictured in 2022, Rupert Grint, 2018, and Emma Watson, 2013. Daniel Radcliffe as Harry Potter, a 13-year-old British wizard famous for surviving his parents' murder at the hands of the evil dark wizard Lord Voldemort as an infant, who now enters his third year at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. 5. Rupert Grint as Ron Weasley, Harry's best friend at Hogwarts and a younger member of the Weasley wizarding family. 5. Emma Watson as Hermione Granger, Harry's other best friend and the trio's brains. 5. Robbie Coltrane as Rubeus Hagrid, the gamekeeper and new care of magical creatures teacher at Hogwarts. 6. Michael Gambon as Albus Dumbledore, the headmaster of Hogwarts and one of the greatest wizards of all time. 7. Gambon assumed the role after Richard Harris, who played Dumbledore in the previous two films, died of Hodgkin's disease on October 25, 2002, 3 weeks before the second film's release. 8. Despite his illness, Harris was determined to film his part, telling a visiting David Heyman not to recast the role. 9. 4 months after Harris's death, Quarren chose Gambon as his replacement. 7. Gambon was unconcerned with bettering or copying Harris, giving his own interpretation instead, but putting on a slight Irish accent for the role as an homage to him. 10. 11. He completed his scenes in 3 weeks. 12. The producers originally offered the role to Ian McKellen, but McKellen turned it down as he had played a similar character Gandalf in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. He also stated it would have been inappropriate to take Harris's role, as Harris had previously called McKellen a dreadful actor. 13. Christopher Lee was also considered. He later said that it would have been in very bad taste if he was offered the role. 14. 15. Harris's family had expressed an interest in seeing Harris's close friend Peter O'Toole being chosen as his replacement, but the producers felt that his age and health would become troublesome down the line. 16. According to Columbus, O'Toole turned down the role due to his close friend relationship with Harris, feeling that it didn't feel right to step into his shoes. 17. 18. Richard Griffiths as Vernon Dursley, Harry's Muggle uncle. 19. Gary Oldman as Sirius Black, Harry's infamous godfather, who escapes from the wizarding prison Azkaban after serving 12 years there for being wrongly accused of being the Death Eater who betrayed Harry's parents to Voldemort. Oldman accepted the part because he needed the money, as he had not taken on any major work in several years after deciding to spend more time with his children. 20. He was surprised by how difficult it was to pull off, comparing the role to Shakespearean dialogue. 21. Alan Rickman as Severus Snape, the potions teacher at Hogwarts and head of Slytherin. 19. Fiona Shaw as Petunia Dursley, Harry's Muggle aunt. 19. Maggie Smith as Minerva McGonagall, Deputy Headmistress of Hogwarts, the Transfiguration teacher at Hogwarts and head of Gryffindor. 19. Timothy Spall as Peter Pettigrew, a former friend of Harry's parents said to have been killed by Sirius Black, but was later revealed to have been the real Death Eater who betrayed Harry's parents to Voldemort. 22. David Thewlis as Remus Lupin, the new defense against the dark arts teacher at Hogwarts and a werewolf. 22. Robin Williams was interested in the role, but was turned down due to the British-only cast rule. 23. Thewlis, who had previously auditioned for the role of Quirinus Quirrell in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, 2001, was Quarren's first choice for the role of Professor Lupin. He accepted the role on advice from Ian Hart, who was cast as Quirrell, and had told him that Professor Lupin was the best part in the book. 24. Thewlis had seen the first two films and had only read part of the first book, although he read the third after taking the role. 10. Emma Thompson as Sybil Trelawney, the divination teacher at Hogwarts. 5. Tilda Swinton was offered the role, but turned it down. 25. Julie Walters as Molly Weasley, Ron's mother. 26. Several actors from the previous film reprised their roles in Prisoner of Azkaban. Harry Melling appears as Dudley Dursley, Harry's Muggle cousin. 27. James and Oliver Phelps play Fred and George Weasley, Ron's twin brothers. 28. Chris Rankin appears as Percy Weasley, Ron's other brother and a Hogwarts head boy. 29. And Bonnie Wright portrays their sister Ginny. 30. While Mark Williams plays their father, Arthur Weasley. 31. Tom Felton portrays Draco Malfoy, Harry's rival in Slytherin. 32. While Jamie Waylett and Josh Herdman appear as Crabbe and Goyle, Draco's minions. 33. 34. Matthew Lewis and Devon Murray play Neville Longbottom and Seamus Finnegan respectively, two Gryffindor students in Harry's year. 35. 36. David Bradley appears as Argus Filch, Hogwarts caretaker. 31. While Robert Hardy portrays Cornelius Fudge, the Minister for Magic. 37. Pam Ferris portrays Aunt Marge, Vernon's sister. 38. Lee Ingleby plays Stan Shunpike, conductor of the night bus. 39. And Jim Tabaret appears as Tom, innkeeper of the Leaky Cauldron, replacing Derek Deadman from the first film. 40. Dawn French plays the Fat Lady, a painting at Hogwarts. 41. Replacing Elizabeth Spriggs from the first film. 42. Julie Christie appears as Madame Rosmerta, the barmaid at the Three Broomsticks. 43. Warwick Davis appears as the conductor of the Hogwarts choir. The role was offered to him by producer David Heyman due to Phileas Flitwick, Davis' original role, being absent from the script. The change in appearance for the new character later became Flitwick's look for the rest of the series. 44. Lenny Henry and Paul Whitehouse have voice cameos as a shrunken head on the night bus and painting subject Sir Cadogan, respectively. Production. Development. With the film adaptation of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, production of the Harry Potter films switched to an 18-month cycle, which producer David Heyman explained was to give each film the time it required. 9. Chris Columbus, the director of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, 2001, and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, 2002, chose to return as a producer instead alongside Heyman as Columbus felt that offered him better work-life balance, allowing him to not be present on the set all the time and spend time with his children. 45. 46. 47. Guillermo del Toro was approached to direct, but had envisioned a more Dickensian version of the stories, and was put off by the first two films which he found too bright and happy and full of light. 48. Mark Forster turned down the film because he had made Finding Neverland, 2004, and did not want to direct child actors again. 49. M. Night Shyamalan was considered to direct but turned it down because he was working on his own film, The Village, 2004. 50. Warner Brothers then composed a three-name shortlist for Columbus's replacement, which consisted of Callie Cowrie, Kenneth Branagh, who played Gilderoy Lockhart in Chamber of Secrets, and eventual selection Alfonso Cuarón in July 2002. 51 Cuarón was initially reluctant to direct, as he had not read any of the books or seen the films. Del Toro berated him for his arrogance and told him to read the books. 52 After reading the series, he changed his mind and signed on to direct, as he had immediately connected to the story. 53-46. Cuarón's appointment pleased J.K. Rowling, who loved his film Y2 Mama Tambien, 2001, and was impressed with his 1995 adaptation of A Little Princess, 1905. 54 Heyman found that tonally and stylistically, Cuarón was the perfect fit. 9. As his first exercise with the actors who portray the central trio, Cuarón assigned Radcliffe, Grint, and Watson to write an autobiographical essay about their character, written in the first person, spanning birth to the discovery of the magical world, and including the character's emotional experience. Cuarón recalls, Emma's essay was 10 pages long. Daniel's was exactly 2. Rupert didn't deliver the essay. When I questioned why he didn't do it, he said, "I'm Ron, Ron wouldn't do it." 55 So I said, "Okay, you do understand your character." That was the most important piece of acting work that we did on Prisoner of Azkaban, because it was very clear that everything they put in those essays was going to be the pillars they were going to hold onto for the rest of the process. 1056. Costume and set design. Albus Dumbledore's costume used in the film. Cuarón wanted to establish a more mature tone in the characters' costumes and the sets. He explained, "What I really wanted to do was to make Hogwarts more contemporary and a little more naturalistic." He studied English schools and noted, each teenager's individuality was reflected in the way they wore their uniform. So I asked all the kids in the film to wear their uniforms as they would if their parents weren't around. 57. Columbus considered the costumes changes as a reflection of the character development within the books themselves and their transition to teenagers. 57 Whereas in the first 2 films the characters are constantly in their uniforms, in Prisoner of Azkaban the characters often wear modern street clothes. 11 Rowling, who was consulted for this change, stated, "For me the cloaks and everything makes sense for the academic time, but in personal time they would be wearing their own clothes." 11. Janie Temem joined the film as costume designer, eventually working on all of the following installments in the series. 58. For Remus Lupin, Temem opted for tweeds typical of England. Cuarón stated that the character should look like an uncle who parties hard on the weekends, so Temem preserved his gown unkempt and more shabby than the other teachers' robes. 57. For Trelawney, Thompson made sketches of the costumes and sent them to Temem and Cuarón. Thompson saw the character as a person who hasn't looked in the mirror for a long time. In order to highlight the character's short-sightedness, Temem used material filled with mirrors and eyes, as well as oversized glasses with magnifying lenses. 57 Cuarón wanted Dumbledore to look like an old hippie, but still very chic and with a lot of class. Temem used tie-dyed silk that would float behind him while walking, which she considered a much lighter look that gave the character more energy, in contrast with the heavy and majestic costumes designed for Harris's portrayal of Dumbledore. 57. Hogwarts model at the making of Harry Potter tour in London. Cuarón's main concern was for Hogwarts to have a larger scope and be grounded in the real world. 59 The scale model of the Hogwarts exterior designed for the first film was expanded by around 40% for Prisoner of Azkaban. Production designer Stuart Craig and art director Gary Tompkins added constructions including a clock tower and a courtyard 60, and the hospital wing was redesigned and rebuilt. 59 Other sets constructed for the film included the Hogsmeade Village and the Three Broomsticks Public House. 57. The use of real-life locations significantly changed the look of Hagrid's hut. For Prisoner of Azkaban, the landscape around the set changed from being completely flat to the side of a hill. 61 The hut doubled in size, with a separate bedroom built on the back and the addition of a large pumpkin patch and a chimney. 61-62 Craig cited the Shrieking Shack as a particularly challenging set to create. It was built on a large hydraulic platform with the help of the special effects department, creaking and moving as if being continually buffeted by the wind in order to appear almost alive. 57. Some sets were either reused from earlier films or used for more than one space. The Defense Against the Dark Arts and Divination classrooms were filmed in the same set. 57. The Honeyduke set was a redress of the set of Flourish and Blots that was seen in Chamber of Secrets, which, in turn, had been redressed from the Ollivanders set from the first film. 63. Filming. Loch Shiel, where scenes from Prisoner of Azkaban were filmed. Principal photography began on 24 February 2003, 31 at Leavesden Film Studios, and ended on November 28, 2003. 64. The third film was the first to extensively use real-life locations, as much of the first two films had been shot in the studio. 3 sets for the film were built in Glencoe, Scotland, near the Clachay Inn. 65. Harry's ride on Buckbeak over Hogwarts Lake was filmed at the Virginia Water Lake in Surrey. 66. The Black Lake was also filmed from Loch Shiel, Loch Eald and Loch Morar in the Scottish Highlands. 67. Incidentally, the Glenfinnan Viaduct Railway, which was also featured in Chamber of Secrets, is opposite Loch Shiel and was used to film the sequences when the Dementor boarded the train. 62. A small section of the night bus scene, where it weaves in between traffic, was filmed in North London's Palmer's Green on April 2, 2003. 68. Some parts were also filmed in and around Borough Market and Lambeth Bridge in London. 69. Certain scenes were also filmed at the University of Oxford. Those set in the hospital wing were filmed at the university's Divinity School. 70. Director of photography Michael Sarrazin considered the story much darker compared to its two predecessors, so he employed moody lighting, with more shadows. He used a variety of wide-angle lenses to amplify Hogwarts' prominence in the story, and only used close-ups sparingly. We prefer to observe the kids from further away, as I find body language to be very interesting, Quarren explained. 57. Rowling allowed Quarren to make minor changes to the book, on the condition that he stuck to the book's spirit. 53. She allowed him to place a sundial on Hogwarts grounds, but rejected a graveyard, as that would play an important part in the then unreleased 6th book. 53. Rowling said she got goosebumps when she saw several moments in the film, as they inadvertently referred to events in the final 2 books. She stated, "People are going to look back on the film and think that those were put in deliberately as clues." 54. When filming concluded, Quarren found that it had been the 2 sweetest years of my life, and expressed his interest in directing one of the sequels. 53. The night bus sequence was shot over several weeks at various locations in London. In order to give the impression of the vehicle moving at 100 miles per hour, 161 kilometers per hour, stunt coordinator Greg Powell explained, "We drove the bus at about 30 miles per hour, 48 kilometers per hour, and the other cars were going only about 813. It took weeks of planning with stunt drivers, and even the people you see on the street are stunt men and women, who were trained to walk incredibly slow just to make the bus look faster." 57. Special and visual effects. A Dementor at the making of Harry Potter tour in London. Industrial Light and Magic, ILM, and Frame Store CFC handled the key visual effects shots for the film, while the Moving Picture Company, MPC, Cinesite, and Double Negative crafted additional VFX material. 57. Quarren originally wanted to move away from CGI toward puppetry. He hired master puppeteer Basil Twist and experimented with underwater puppets to figure out the movements of Dementors. 957. The tests were shot in slow motion, but ultimately the method wasn't practical. The water test footage provided creative direction for the visual effects team, adding the intangible metaphysical quality Quarren was seeking. Visual effects supervisors Tim Burke and Roger Guyot, the Industrial Light and Magic VFX team, and Temim collaborated in the creation of Dementors. 57. Buckbeak at the making of Harry Potter tour. Quarren commented on the difficulty of creating Buckbeak, which took months of research and preparation, beginning with the creature's skeletal design. Quarren said, "Once we worked out the physiology, the way his bones would actually move, we had to capture his personality, which is a mixture of regal elegance, particularly when he is flying, and the clumsy and greedy creature he becomes back on land." Creature effects supervisor Nick Dudman created several practical hippogriffs for the production, while Burke and Guyot oversaw the creation of the computer-generated version. Guyot cited the complex movement of the feathers as an achievement that had never been done before. 57. The inflation of Aunt Marge was achieved practically. Ferris said, "I wore various prosthetic bodies, which inflated at different rates, and at my largest, I was about 4.5 feet wide. The 50 pounds, 23 kilograms, costume prevented Ferris from walking and eating. 38 tweed suits of increasing size were used for the sequence." 57. Cinecite was in charge of the time travel shot featured in the film, which was over a minute long. The main action was filmed on a Steadicam against blue screen, and 4 minutes of background footage was shot separately. The background was then sped up and composite behind the main action. 2 other plates of background footage were tiled together as the camera turned. 60. Music. Main article, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, soundtrack. When it was announced that Quarren would direct Prisoner of Azkaban, there was initial speculation that his collaborative composer Patrick Doyle, who would score the following film, would do the music. Quarren, however, retained John Williams, for whom it would be the third and final movie he scored in the series. The soundtrack was a significant departure from the previous 2, as Quarren wanted the score to take a different approach. 71. One of the new themes, Double Trouble, was written during production for a children's choir to perform in Hogwarts' Great Hall in one of the film's earlier scenes. 72. The lyrics of the song were taken from William Shakespeare's Macbeth. 72. The soundtrack album was released by Atlantic Records on May 25, 2004. 71. Differences from the book. Prisoner of Azkaban was, at the time of publication, the series' longest book. The increasing plot complexity necessitated a looser adaptation of the book's finer plot lines and backstory. The connection between Harry's father and the Marauders map is only briefly mentioned. 73. As is Remus Lupin's association to the map. 74. Additionally, it was never mentioned who the Marauders were or who the nicknames Moony, Wormtail, Padfoot, and Prongs referred to. Some exposition was removed for dramatic effect. Both the Shrieking Shack and Scabrous the Rat are mentioned only very briefly in the film, while they receive more thorough coverage in the novel. 73. Most of Sirius Black's backstory is also cut, with no mention of how he escaped from Azkaban. 74. On account of pace and time considerations, the film glosses over detailed descriptions of magical education. Only one hippogriff, Buckbeak, is seen, and only Draco Malfoy and Harry are seen interacting with the hippogriff during care of magical creatures lessons. 75. Most other lessons, including all of Snape's potions classes, were cut from the film. 73. The Fidelius charm's complicated description is removed entirely from the film, with no explanation given of exactly how Sirius is supposed to have betrayed the Potters to Lord Voldemort. 76. Many of the scene's lines are redistributed amongst Cornelius Fudge and Minerva McGonagall. In compensation, McGonagall's exposition of the animagus transformation is instead given by Snape. 73. The romantic connection between Ron and Hermione is more prominent in the film than the book. In response to criticism of the first 2 films for sacrificing character development for mystery and adventure, the emotional development of all 3 lead characters is given more attention in the 3rd film. 73. However, any mention of Harry's crush on Cho Chang is removed. 77. And she first appears in the 4th film. 78. Prisoner of Azkaban also shows a darker tone and more of Harry's emotions. For instance, After learning of Black's betrayal of Harry's parents, he shouts in anger, "I'm gonna kill him," 79, whereas in the book he is too stunned to move. 73. In the book, Gryffindor wins the Quidditch Cup for the first time in the series, a rather significant character development subplot that is almost completely omitted from the film. 80. Only the first Quidditch match of the school year, where Harry's Nimbus 2000 broomstick is destroyed, is part of the film's narrative, and there are no other mentions of the sport or the Gryffindor team's successful campaign for the cup during the rest of the film. The final scene before the credits shows Harry on his new broomstick, the Firebolt, as a known gift from Sirius after his aided escape from captivity, whereas in the book, the new broomstick is an anonymous gift mid-year from Sirius, unbeknownst to Harry or anyone else at the time, that is examined by the Hogwarts staff for safety and security reasons before it eventually is given to Harry for use in pursuit of the Cup Championship. Release. Box office. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban held its New York premiere at Radio City Music Hall on 23 May 2004, 81, followed by its London premiere at Leicester Square on May 30, 2004. 82. The film then opened in the United Kingdom on 31 May 2004, 83, and on June 4, 2004 in the United States. 84. It was the first film in the series to be released in both conventional and IMAX theaters. 84. Upon release, the film broke the record for a biggest single day in the United Kingdom's box office history, making £5.3 million on a Monday. 85. It went on to break records both with and without previews, making £23.9 million including previews, 86, and £9.3 million excluding them. 87. The Prisoner of Azkaban had the highest opening weekend at the UK's box office, until Spectre beat the record in 2015. It went on to make a total of £45.6 million in the UK. 88. The film made $93.7 million during its opening weekend in the United States and Canada, playing on 8,900 screens at 3,855 theaters, achieving, at the time, the third biggest opening weekend of all time. 89. This opening also broke Hulk's record, $62.1 million, for the highest opening weekend for a film released in June. 89. The Prisoner of Azkaban held this record for 5 years until Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen topped it in 2009 with $109 million. 90. Additionally, it surpassed The Matrix Reloaded for having the largest opening weekend for a Warner Brothers Pictures film. 89. The film was also number 1 at the North American box office for 2 consecutive weekends. 91. The Prisoner of Azkaban made a total of $810.6 million worldwide, for which made it 2004's second highest grossing film worldwide behind Shrek 2. 92. In the US and Canada, it was only the year's 6th highest grossing film, making $250.7 million. 93. However, it was the year's number 1 film internationally, making $558.3 million compared to Shrek 2's $487.5 million. 94. Despite its successful box office run, The Prisoner of Azkaban is the lowest grossing Harry Potter film, and the third lowest grossing film of the Wizarding World series. 95. 96. 97. Merchandise. As with the previous films in the series, Prisoner of Azkaban was a large merchandising opportunity. 98. The video game version, designed by EA UK, was released on May 25, 2004. 99. Mattel released film tie-ins that included the Harry Potter Championship Quidditch board game and character action figures. 100. Lego also expanded on its previous merchandising for the first 2 films with the release of sets that included the Night Bus, Shrieking Shack, and a new Hogwarts castle. 101. Home media. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban was released on DVD and on VHS on November 23, 2004. 102. The 2-disc special editions later came out on DVD and Blu-ray on October 4, 2016. 103. 104. The film was also released on Ultra HD Blu-ray on November 7, 2017. 105. Reception. Critical response. On Rotten Tomatoes, the film has an approval rating of 91% based on 264 reviews. The site's critical consensus reads, "Under the assured direction of Alfonso Cuarón, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban triumphantly strikes a delicate balance between technical wizardry and complex storytelling." 106. On Metacritic, the film has a weighted average score of 82 out of 100, based on 40 critics, indicating universal acclaim. 107 audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of A on an A+ to F scale. 108. Mick LaSalle of the San Francisco Chronicle lauded the film's more mature tone and said it was darker, more complex, rooted in character. 109. The Hollywood Reporter called the film a deeper, darker, visually arresting, and more emotionally satisfying adaptation of the J.K. Rowling literary phenomenon, especially compared to the first two films. 110. Peter Travers of Rolling Stone gave the film 3.5 out of 4 stars. Not only is this dazzler by far the best and most thrilling of the 3 Harry Potter movies to date, it's a film that can stand on its own even if you never heard of author J.K. Rowling and her young wizard hero. 111. Stephanie Zacharek of Salon considered it one of the greatest fantasy films of all time. 112. Nicole Arthur of the Washington Post praised the film as complex, frightening, and nuanced. 113. Film critic Roger Ebert gave the film 3.5 out of 4 stars, saying that the film was not quite as good as the first two, but still called it delightful, amusing and sophisticated. 114. Claudia Poog from USA Today found the film to be a visual delight, and added that Cuarón is not afraid to make a darker film and tackle painful emotions. 115. While Richard Roper called the film a creative triumph. 116. Sean Smith from Newsweek said, "The Prisoner of Azkaban boasts a brand new director and a bold new vision," and called the film moving, praising the performances by the 3 main leads. 117. Entertainment Weekly praised the film for being more mature than its predecessors. 118. The Guardian gave the film 3 stars out of 5, saying, "This new Harry Potter picture will cast a spell on its fan base. But the broomstick's losing altitude." 119. Screen Daily commented, "Cuarón delivers a genuinely spooky and emotionally involving adventure which gives the world of Potter much needed character and atmosphere." 120. The BBC commended the sets and direction, but did not find it emotionally engrossing. 121. Hollywood.com gave a positive review, praising the plot and storyline, despite a deviation from the first 2 films. 122. Accolades. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban received 2 Academy Award nominations, Best Visual Effects and Best Original Score for John Williams. 123. The film was also nominated for 4 BAFTA Awards, Best British Film, Best Production Design, Best Makeup and Hair, and Best Visual Effects, and 1 public voted Orange Film of the Year award. 124. It received 9 Saturn Awards nominations. 125. It won 2 Visual Effects Society Awards and was nominated for 3 others. 126. The Broadcast Film Critics Association nominated it for Best Family Film, Best Young Actor, for Daniel Radcliffe, and Best Young Actress, for Emma Watson. 127. The film ranks at number 471 in Empire magazine's 2008 list of the 500 greatest movies of all time. 128. IGN designated Prisoner of Azkaban as the 5th best fantasy film. 129. Additionally, Moviefone designated the film as the 10th best of the decade. 130. In 2011, the film was voted Film of the Decade at the First Light Awards by children aged 5 to 15. 131. The American Film Institute nominated it for the 2007 revision of AFI's 100 Years, 100 movies 132 and for AFI's 10 top 10 in the fantasy genre. Daniel Jacob Radcliffe, born July 23, 1989, is an English actor, best known for portraying the title character in all 8 films of the Harry Potter film series from 2001 to 2011. Radcliffe branched out to stage acting in 2007, starring in the West End and Broadway productions of Equus. He returned to Broadway in the musical How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, 2011, earning a Grammy Award nomination. His other Broadway roles include Martin McDonagh's drama The Cripple of Inishmaan, 2014, and Stephen Sondheim's musical Merrily We Roll Along, 2023, the latter of which earned him a Tony Award for Best Featured Actor in a Musical and another Grammy Award nomination. He also starred in the London revivals of Tom Stoppard's Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, 2017, and Samuel Beckett's Endgame, 2020. 4-5. Radcliffe also expanded his film roles, acting in a variety of genres such as the horror film The Woman in Black, 2012, surreal drama Swiss Army Man, 2016, thriller Now You See Me Too, 2016, and comedy The Lost City, 2022. He also portrayed Allen Ginsberg in the biopic Kill Your Darlings, 2013, and Weird Al Yankovic in the musical parody Weird, The Al Yankovic Story, 2022. The latter earned him nominations for a Primetime Emmy Award and a British Academy Television Award. He also played multiple roles in the anthology comedy series Miracle Workers from 2019 to 2023. Radcliffe has contributed to various charities, including Demelza Hospice Care for Children and the Trevor Project. The latter awarded him its Hero Award in 2011 for his advocacy with LGBTQ youth. 6. Early life and education. Daniel Jacob Radcliffe was born on July 23, 1989 at Queen Charlotte's and Chelsea Hospital in the Hammersmith district of London. The only child of casting agent Marcia Janine Gresham, née Jacobson, 8-9 and literary agent Alan George Radcliffe. 110 His Jewish mother, born in South Africa, traces her ancestry to Ashkenazi Jewish immigrants from Germany, Lithuania, Poland, and Russia 11-12-13 and was raised in the English town of Westcliff-on-Sea in Essex. 14-15-16-17-18 His Northern Irish father was raised in a very working-class Protestant family in Banbridge in County Down. 1920 In 2019, he explored both sides of his family history in the BBC genealogy series Who Do You Think You Are? 21 Radcliffe's parents had both acted as children. 22-23 As a casting agent, his mother was involved in BBC productions including The Inspector Linley Mysteries. 8-9-10 Radcliffe was educated at 3 private schools for boys in London, Redcliffe School 24, Sussex House School 125-26 and the City of London School 127. After the release of the first Harry Potter film, attending school proved difficult for him as some fellow pupils became hostile, though he states they were just trying to have a crack at the kid that plays Harry Potter rather than acting out of jealousy. 28 As his acting career began to consume his schedule, he continued his education through on-set tutors. He has admitted to not being a very good student, considering school useless and finding the work really difficult. 25 He achieved the grades in the 3 S-level exams that he took in 2006, but decided to take a break from education and did not attend university. 29-30 Part of his reasoning was he already knew he wanted to be an actor and screenwriter, and it would be difficult to have a normal university experience. 28. Career. 1999 to 2001, acting debut and early career. Radcliffe first expressed a desire to act at age 5. 31 After one of his mother's casting agent friends secured him an audition, he made his acting debut at age 10 in BBC One's 2-part adaptation of the Charles Dickens novel David Copperfield, 1999, 32 portraying the title character as a young boy. 33 He made his film debut in The Tailor of Panama, 2001, an American film based on John L. E. Care's 1996 spy novel, which was a moderate commercial success. 34. 2001 to 2011, stardom with Harry Potter. A young male is signing his signature with a fan. His hair is slicked over to the side. Radcliffe at the London premiere of Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince in 2009. In 2000, producer David Heyman met Radcliffe while he was at the theater with his father, a well-known literary agent whom Heyman was friends with. 35-36 He asked him to audition for the role of Harry Potter for the film adaptation of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the best-selling book by British author J.K. Rowling. 36-37 Rowling had been searching for an unknown British actor to personify the character, and the film's director Chris Columbus recalled thinking, "This is what I want. This is Harry Potter," after he saw a video of the young actor in David Copperfield. 38 months later, following several auditions, Radcliffe was selected to play the part. 39 Rowling endorsed the selection, saying, "I don't think Chris Columbus could have found a better Harry." 40. Radcliffe's parents originally turned down the offer, as they had been told that it would involve 6 films shot in Los Angeles. 41 Warner Brothers instead offered Radcliffe a 2-film contract with shooting in the UK. 38 Radcliffe was unsure at the time if he would act in more than 2 Harry Potter films. 42. The release of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone took place in 2001. Radcliffe received a 7-figure salary for the lead role, but asserted that the fee was not that important to him. 43 His parents chose to invest the money for him. 38 The film was highly popular and was met with positive reviews, and critics took notice of Radcliffe. 44 Radcliffe is the embodiment of every reader's imagination. It is wonderful to see a young hero who is so scholarly looking and filled with curiosity and who connects with very real emotions, from solemn intelligence and the delight of discovery to deep family longing, wrote Bob Graham of the San Francisco Chronicle. 45. A year later, Radcliffe starred in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the second installment of the series. Reviewers were positive about the lead actors' performances but had polarizing opinions on the film overall. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, 2004, was the third film in the series. Radcliffe's performance was criticized by the New York Times film critic A.O. Scott, who felt that co-star Emma Watson had to carry him with her performance. 46 Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, 2005, was the second highest grossing Harry Potter film at that point. 47 and Radcliffe singled out the humor as a reason for the film's creative success. 48. The future of the Harry Potter franchise was put into question when Radcliffe, Watson, and co-star Rupert Grint hesitated to sign on to continue their roles. Citation needed around this time, Radcliffe, Watson, and Grint were offered the opportunity to star in a remake The Wizard of Oz, which they all turned down, with Radcliffe saying, "I was like a karate-kicking cowardly lion, and I remember I was like 14 or 15 and I was like, I don't know a lot about the world, but this is a bad idea and it should not be made." 49. By March 2007, Radcliffe decided to sign on for the final Harry Potter films. His signing put an end to weeks of press speculation that he would be denied the role due to his involvement in Equus, in which he had performed nude on stage. 50 Radcliffe reprised the role of Harry for the 5th time in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, 2007. Radcliffe stated that director David Yates and co-star Imelda Stanton made Order of the Phoenix the most fun film to work on in the series. 51 His performance earned him several award nominations, and he received the 2008 National Movie Award for Best Male Performance. 52 Radcliffe, Grint, and Watson left imprints of their hands, feet, and wands in front of Grauman's Chinese Theater in Hollywood. 53 Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, the series' 6th installment, was released in July 2009. Radcliffe received nominations for Best Male Performance and Global Superstar at the 2010 MTV Movie Awards. 54. 2 young males and a young female are smiling for a camera. Radcliffe, left, with Emma Watson and Rupert Grint at the premiere of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2 in 2011. For financial and scripting reasons, the last Harry Potter book, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, was divided into 2 films that were shot back-to-back. 55-56. This decision drew criticism from the series fans, but Radcliffe defended the split, stating that it would have been impossible to properly adapt the final novel into a single film. 57-58. The 2-film finale, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 1 and Part 2, was released in November 2010 and July 2011, respectively. While Deathly Hallows, Part 1 grossed $960 million, Deathly Hallows, Part 2 grossed more than $1.3 billion worldwide. As of May 2019, it was the 11th highest grossing film of all time. Deathly Hallows, Part 2 was critically acclaimed, as was Radcliffe's performance, and Hornaday of the Washington Post asked, "Who could have predicted that Radcliffe, Grint, and Watson would turn out to be good actors?" 59-44. Critic Rex Reed remarked, "Frankly, I'm sorry to see Radcliffe go 60." Roger Ebert gave the film a highly positive review, but felt that Radcliffe, Grint, and Watson were upstaged by the supporting actors. 61. Radcliffe acknowledged that some people would never be able to separate him from the Harry Potter character. However, he has said he is proud to be associated with this film series forever. 62. Despite positive feelings about the films, he has no interest in doing more Harry Potter films. After Rowling hinted about writing an 8th book, Radcliffe was asked if he would do another Harry Potter film, to which he replied, "It is very doubtful. I think 10 years is a long time to spend with one character." 63. Despite devoting so much time to the series, Radcliffe has asserted that he did not miss out on a childhood like other child actors, remarking, "I've been given a much better perspective on life by doing Potter." 64. 2002 to 2008, West End and Broadway theater debut. An 18-year-old with short brown hair and blue eyes is smiling. Radcliffe at the 2006 Empire Awards. In 2002, Radcliffe made his stage debut as a celebrity guest in a West End production of the play What I Wrote, directed by Kenneth Branagh, who also appeared with him in the second Harry Potter film. 33-65. He appeared in the film December Boys, an Australian family drama about 4 orphans that was shot in 2005 and released to theaters in mid-September 2007. 66. On April 13, 2006, a portrait of Radcliffe by Stuart Pearson Wright was unveiled as part of a new exhibition opening at the National Theatre, before being moved to the National Portrait Gallery. 67. In 2007, Radcliffe co-starred with Carey Mulligan in My Boy Jack, a television drama film shown on ITV. The film received mostly positive reviews. 68. With several critics praising Radcliffe's performance as an 18-year-old who goes missing in action during a battle. 69. 70-71. Radcliffe stated, "For many people my age, the First World War is just a topic in a history book. But I've always been fascinated by the subject and think it's as relevant today as it ever was." 72. Later that year, he published several poems under the pen name Jacob Gershon, a combination of his middle name and the Hebrew version of his mother's maiden name Gresham, in the underground fashion magazine Rubbish. 2-3. At age 17, in a bid to demonstrate that he was prepared for adult roles. 73. Radcliffe starred in a West End revival of Peter Shaffer's play Equus at the Gielgud Theatre. The piece had not been revived since its first run in 1973. 38. Radcliffe took on the lead role 65 of Alan Strang, a stable boy who has an obsession with horses. Advance sales topped £1.7 million. The role generated significant pre-opening media interest, as Radcliffe performed a nude scene. 38-74. Equus opened on February 27, 2007 and ran until June 9, 2007. 65. Radcliffe's performance was acclaimed. 75. As critics were impressed by the nuance and depth of his against-type role. 76 Charles Spencer of The Telegraph wrote that the actor displays a dramatic power and an electrifying stage presence that marks a tremendous leap forward. He added, "I never thought I would find the diminutive, but perfectly formed, Radcliffe a sinister figure, but as Alan Strang, there are moments when he seems genuinely scary in his rage and confusion." 77. The production transferred to Broadway at the Broadhurst Theatre in September 2008. Radcliffe continued in the lead role, starring alongside Kate Mulgrew, Anna Camp, and his Harry Potter co-star Richard Griffiths. 78-79 Radcliffe was nervous about reprising the role on Broadway as he considered American audiences to be more discerning than those in London. 80 Radcliffe's performance was nominated for a Drama Desk Award. 81. 2010 to 2018, return to Broadway and independent films. Radcliffe filming Kill Your Darlings on the campus of Columbia University in 2012. After voicing a character in The Simpsons episode Treehouse of Horror XXI in late 2010, 82 Radcliffe debuted as J. Pierpont Finch in a 2011 Broadway revival of How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying at the Al Hirschfeld Theatre. 83 The role had previously been played by Robert Morse and Matthew Broderick. 84 Other cast members included John Larroquette, Rose Hemingway, and Mary Faber. 85 Both the actor and production received favorable reviews. 86 With USA Today commenting, Radcliffe ultimately succeeds not by overshadowing his fellow cast members, but by working in conscientious harmony with them, and having a blast in the process. 87. Radcliffe's performance in the show earned him Drama Desk Award, Drama League Award and Outer Critics Circle Award nominations. 88-89-90 The production itself later received 9 Tony Award nominations. 91 Radcliffe left the show on January 1, 2012. 92. Radcliffe's first post-Harry Potter project was the 2012 horror film The Woman in Black, adapted from the 1983 novel by Susan Hill. The film was released on February 3, 2012 in the United States and Canada, and was released on February 10 in the UK. Radcliffe portrays a man sent to deal with the legal matters of a mysterious woman who has just died, and soon after he begins to experience strange events and hauntings from the ghost of a woman dressed in black. 93 He has said he was incredibly excited to be part of the film and described the script as beautifully written. 94. Radcliffe at the screening of Kill Your Darlings in 2013. In 2013, he portrayed American beat poet Allen Ginsberg in the thriller drama Kill Your Darlings, directed by John Crockitis. 95-96 He also starred in an Irish-Canadian romantic comedy film The F Word, 2013, directed by Michael Dowsey and written by Alam Astai, based on T.J. Daw and Michael Rinaldi's play Toothpaste and Cigars, and then he starred in Horns, an American dark fantasy horror film directed by Alexander Aya. 97, 98, 99, 100 Both of the films premiered at the 38th Toronto International Film Festival. 101, 102 Also in 2013, Radcliffe performed at the Noel Coward Theatre in the stage play revival of Martin McDonagh's dark comedy The Cripple of Inishmaan as the lead, Billy Clavin. 103 For which he won the What's on Stage Award for Best Actor in a Play. 104. Radcliffe starred as Igor in a science fiction horror film Victor Frankenstein, 2015, directed by Paul McGuigan and written by Max Landis. The film was based on contemporary adaptations of Mary Shelley's 1818 novel Frankenstein. 105 He also starred as Sam Hauser, one of the founders of Rockstar Games, in the biographical drama film The Game Changers. 106. Radcliffe starred in the action-adventure film Now You See Me Too, 2016, alongside Mark Ruffalo, Jesse Eisenberg, and Woody Harrelson. 107 Playing a technological prodigy, entrepreneur, criminal mastermind, and a main leading antagonist, all along with Michael Caine's character named Arthur Tressler, of whom Radcliffe's character is revealed to be the son, who whilst in turn resents magic. 108 In 2016, Radcliffe portrayed Manny, a talkative corpse, in the indie film Swiss Army Man with Paul Dano. 109 that same year, he also starred in critically acclaimed independent film Imperium, 2016, with Toni Collette and Tracy Letts. He played Nate Foster, an idealistic FBI agent who goes undercover to take down a radical white supremacy group. 110 The film received an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes with the consensus reading, "The unsettling Imperium boasts troublingly timely themes and a talented cast led by Daniel Radcliffe as an undercover FBI agent infiltrating a ring of white supremacists." 111. Radcliffe starred off-Broadway at the Public Theater in a documentary theater piece titled Privacy, playing the role of the writer. 112 In 2017, he starred as Yossi Ginsberg in the thriller Jungle, which was based on an internationally best-selling memoir of the same name by Yossi Ginsberg. 113 In 2018, Radcliffe portrayed a pilot smuggling drugs across borders in the independent action thriller Beast of Burden directed by Jesper Gansland. 114 The same year, he returned to Broadway in the 90-minute comedy play The Lifespan of a Fact at Studio 54 Theatre with Bobby Cannavale and Cherry Jones. The play revolves around a determined young fact-checker who goes up against his demanding editor and an unorthodox author. 115 As part of his research for the role, Radcliffe spent a day working in the fact-checking department of The New Yorker. 116. 2019, present, career expansion. In 2019, Radcliffe starred as Craig in the TBS comedy limited series Miracle Workers based on the book by Simon Rich. 117 The show's second season premiered on January 28, 2020. He starred as Rex Dasher, a secret agent who helps Marla, in the animated film Playmobil, the movie directed by Lino DeSalvo. 118 In 2020, Radcliffe starred as Miles in the action comedy film Guns Akimbo directed by Jason Leigh Houghton and co-starring Samara Weaving and Natasha Lou Bordizzo. 119 He also starred as Tim Jenkin in the thriller film Escape from Pretoria, based on the real-life prison escape by three young political prisoners from jail in South Africa in 1979. 120 He also played the role of Prince Frederick in the Netflix special Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt opposite Ellie Kemper. 121 Radcliffe reunited with multiple cast members of the Harry Potter film series for an HBO Max special titled Harry Potter 20th Anniversary, Return to Hogwarts, which was released on January 1, 2022. 122 Radcliffe stars as the villain, Abigail Fairfax, in the action-adventure comedy film The Lost City, opposite Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum. 123 He portrayed musician Weird Al Yankovic in Weird, The Al Yankovic Story, a biographical parody film produced for the Roku channel. 124 for which he received his first Primetime Emmy Award nomination. 125. Radcliffe with partner Aaron Dark in audience at the 77th Tony Awards. In early 2022, Radcliffe returned to the stage acting alongside Jonathan Groff and Lindsay Mendez in the New York Theatre Workshop revival of the Stephen Sondheim musical Merrily We Roll Along, in which he played Charlie Kringus. 126 The revival started on November 21, 2022 and opened on December 12, 2022, running for a limited engagement through 8 January 2023. 127 before transferring to a critically acclaimed run on Broadway. 128 The production closed on July 7, 2024. 129 For his performance, Radcliffe won the Tony Award for Best Featured Actor in a Musical. 131 A film version of Merrily We Roll Along, starring Radcliffe and his co-stars from their stage production, had been picked up by Sony Pictures Classics. 132 The release date for the US was set for December 5, 2025. 133 Radcliffe returned to Broadway in the interactive one-man play Every Brilliant Thing at the Hudson Theatre in February 2026. 134. Radcliffe is set to star alongside Lucas Hedges in the war thriller Trust the Man. 135 In May 2025, it was announced that Radcliffe would star in the Tina Fey-produced television series The Fall and Rise of Reggie Dinkins alongside Tracy Morgan and Erica Alexander. 136 The first episode premiered in January 2026. 137. Acting credits and accolades. See also, Daniel Radcliffe on screen and stage and list of awards and nominations received by Daniel Radcliffe. Radcliffe is known for his starring roles portraying the title role in the Harry Potter film series, 2001 to 2011, poet Allen Ginsberg in the biographical drama Kill Your Darlings, 2013, and musical satirist Weird Al Yankovic in the biopic parody Weird, The Al Yankovic Story, 2022, the later of which earned him a nomination for the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Limited or Anthology Series or Movie. He has also acted in numerous other films from a wide variety of genres such as the horror films The Woman in Black, 2012, Horns, 2013, and Victor Frankenstein, 2015, the surrealist comedy Swiss Army Man, 2015, the romantic comedy The F Word, 2013, the crime thriller Imperium, 2016, and the adventure comedy The Lost City, 2022. He has also established himself as a stage actor, making his Broadway debut in a revival of the Peter Shaffer play Equus, 2007. He returned to Broadway in the musical revival of How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, 2011, earning a nomination for the Grammy Award for Best Musical Theatre Album, the Martin McDonagh play The Cripple of Inishmaan, 2014, and Stephen Sondheim's musical Merrily We Roll Along, 2023, the latter of which earned him a Tony Award for Best Featured Actor in a Musical and another Grammy Award nomination. Other ventures. Philanthropy. Radcliffe has lent his support to various charitable organizations. He designed the CU bed for Habitat's VIP Kids range, a cube made of 8 smaller ones which can be made into a bed, chaise longue, or chair. 138 with all the royalties from the sale of the bed going directly to his favorite charity, Demelza House Children's Hospice in Sittingbourne, Kent. 139 Radcliffe has urged fans to make donations to the charity's Candle for Care program in lieu of giving him Christmas presents. In 2008, he was among several celebrities who donated their old glasses to an exhibit honoring victims of the Holocaust. 140 During the Broadway run of Equus he auctioned off a pair of jeans and other items worn in the show, for New York-based Broadway Cares/Equity Fights AIDS 141 and was a presenter at the 2011 Gypsy of the Year competition. 142 He has also made donations in support of Get Connected UK, a London-based free confidential national helpline for troubled youth. 143. Political and social views. Radcliffe is a supporter of the Labour Party. 144 He previously supported the Liberal Democrats 145 and endorsed then Lib Dem leader Nick Clegg in the 2010 general election. In 2012, however, he switched his political alignment to Labour, citing disillusionment with the performance of Clegg and the Liberal Democrats while in government, and approving of then Labour leader Ed Miliband. 144 In 2015, he endorsed Jeremy Corbyn's Labour Party leadership campaign. He told The Big Issue, "I feel like this show of sincerity by a man who has been around long enough and stuck to his beliefs long enough that he knows them and doesn't have to be scripted is what is making people sit up and get excited. It is great." 146 147. Radcliffe supports abolishing the British monarchy and replacing it with a republic. 148 He also supports British unionism, and opposed the 2014 Scottish independence referendum because he personally likes the UK being how it is. 149. Radcliffe is supportive of the LGBTQ community. Speaking out against homophobia, he began filming public service announcements in 2009 for the Trevor Project, promoting awareness of gay teen suicide prevention. 151 He first learned of the organization while performing Equus on Broadway in 2008. 151 and has contributed financially to it. 152 He said in a 2010 interview, "I have always hated anybody who is not tolerant of gay men or lesbians or bisexuals. Now I am in the very fortunate position where I can actually help or do something about it." In the same interview, he stressed the importance of public figures advocating for equal rights. 151 He received the Trevor Project's Hero Award in 2011 for his contributions. 153 In June 2020, amid controversy over Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling's remarks on transgender people, Radcliffe penned an essay published by the Trevor Project in which he voiced support for the transgender community and expressed regret that Rowling's statements tarnished some fans' experience of the Harry Potter books. 155 Personal life, relationships and family. Radcliffe splits his time between homes in the Fulham area of London 156 and the West Village neighborhood of New York City's Manhattan borough. 157 He has been in a relationship with American actress Erin Darke since 2012, after having met on the set of Kill Your Darlings. 158 They have a son, who was born in April 2023. 159 Radcliffe called fatherhood the literal best thing that ever happened to me. 160 Radcliffe is close with his family, whom he credits for keeping him grounded. 161 He has said that his parents, who have been married for 30 years, have inspired him in his relationship with Darke. 162 In August 2010, he became teetotal after finding himself becoming too reliant on alcohol. 163 Particularly during the filming of Half-Blood Prince. 164 165 In March 2020, he appeared as the guest on BBC Radio 4's Desert Island Discs, where he discussed his alcohol misuse during his teens and his decision to become teetotal, and how his parents' support and staying in his native England helped him cope with fame. 166 167 Wealth. Radcliffe was reported to have earned £1 million for the first Harry Potter film, 43 around £15 million for the sixth, 25 and around £39 million for the final two movies combined. 168 169 In all, he is estimated to have made a total of £75.4 million from the entire franchise. 170 169 He appeared on the Sunday Times Rich list in 2006, which estimated his personal fortune to be £14 million, making him one of the richest young people in the UK. 171 In March 2009, he was ranked at number 1 on the Forbes Most Valuable Young Stars list. 172 And by April the Daily Telegraph measured his net worth at £30 million, making him the 12th richest young person in the UK. 173 Radcliffe was considered to be the richest teenager in England later that year. 25 In February 2010, he was named the 6th highest paid Hollywood male star. 174 And placed at number 5 on Forbes' December list of Hollywood's highest grossing actors, with a film revenue of $780 million, mainly due to Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows being released that year. 175 As of 2021, Radcliffe's net worth is estimated at £95 million. 176 Health. In 2008, Radcliffe revealed that he has a mild form of the neurological disorder dyspraxia, which sometimes prevents him from doing simple activities such as writing or tying his shoelaces. He said, "I was having a hard time at school, in terms of being crap at everything, with no discernible talent." 177 While on the set of the 2013 film Horns, Radcliffe accidentally drank antifreeze, which caused him to become horrendously ill for a disgusting, feverish 3 days. 178 Religious and political beliefs. Radcliffe stated of his beliefs in 2012, "There was never religious faith in the house. I think of myself as being Jewish and Irish, despite the fact that I'm English. 22. He has said that his family are Christmas tree Jews, 179-180, and he said, I'm an atheist, but I'm very proud of being Jewish. It means I have a good work ethic, and you get Jewish humor and you're allowed to tell Jewish jokes. 181. In 2009, he stated that he was an atheist and said, I'm very relaxed about being an atheist. I don't preach my atheism, but I have a huge amount of respect for people like Richard Dawkins who do. Anything he does on television, I will watch. 182-183. He said in 2012, I'm an atheist, and a militant atheist when religion starts impacting on legislation. 184. In 2019, he described himself as agnostic leaning toward atheism. 185. In 2009, Radcliffe stated that although he considers himself a fierce patriot, he is not a royalist, adding that the monarchy symbolized a lot of what is wrong with the country. Rupert Alexander Lloyd Grint /Grint/, born August 24, 1988, is an English actor. He rose to fame for his role as Ron Weasley in the Harry Potter film series, for which he was cast at age 11, having previously acted only in school plays and his local theater group. Grint portrayed Weasley in all 8 films in the series, beginning with Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, 2001, and concluding with Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2, 2011. Since then, he has continued to work in film, television, and theater. Beginning in 2002, Grint began to work outside of the Harry Potter franchise, with a co-leading role in Thunderpants. He starred in the dramedy Driving Lessons, 2006, and the drama Cherry Bomb, 2009, and co-starred in the comedy Wild Target, 2010. After the Harry Potter series concluded, he appeared in the films Into the White, 2012, Charlie Countryman, 2013, CBGB, 2013, Moonwalkers, 2015, and Knock at the Cabin, 2023. Grint made his stage debut in 2013 in Mojo at the Harold Pinter Theatre. He executive produced and starred in the television series Snatch, based on the film of the same name. He has also starred in the black comedy series Sick Note, the mystery thriller miniseries The ABC Murders, and the psychological horror series Servant. Early life. Grint was born on August 24, 1988 in Harlow, Essex, to Nigel Grint, a dealer in racing memorabilia, and Joanne Grint, née Parsons. 1. He is the eldest of 5 siblings. 3. He has said that his earliest goal in life was to become an ice cream man. 1. He grew up in Wotton at Stone, Hertfordshire 4, and was educated at Richard Hale School, in Hertford. 5. Grint was raised a Catholic and said he feared God as a child. 6. While in school, he took an avid interest in theater. He began performing in school productions and joined the Top Hat Stage and Screen School, a local theater group that cast him as a fish in Noah's Ark and a donkey in a nativity play. He continued participating in school plays as he moved into secondary school. 1. Nonetheless, he had never acted professionally prior to the Harry Potter series. 7. He left school at 16 to focus on his acting career, saying he didn't really like school that much. 3. Career. 1999 to 2011, Harry Potter and worldwide recognition. Starting in 1999, casting began for the film adaptation of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the best-selling novel by J.K. Rowling. Rowling insisted the cast be British and assisted Susie Figgis and director Chris Columbus in casting the roles. 9. Grint, a fan of the book series, chose to audition for the role of Ron Weasley, one of Harry Potter's best friends at Hogwarts. Having seen a news round report about the open casting, he sent in a video of himself rapping about how he wished to receive the role, and the casting team asked for a meeting with him. 10. In August 2000, Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Grint were selected to play Harry, Hermione Granger, and Ron. 11. Grint is the oldest member of the trio. 12. The release of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in 2001 was Grint's debut screen performance. 13. Breaking records for opening day sales and opening weekend takings, it was the year's highest grossing film. 14. With a total of $974 million in its theatrical run, it stands as the series' second most commercially successful entry. 15. It was critically well received, scoring mainly positive reviews. However, a number of critics found the adaptation's faithfulness to the book both its best and worst quality. 16. Grint won a Satellite Award in the category of Outstanding New Talent, and a Young Artist Award for Most Promising Young Newcomer. 17. A year later, Grint again starred as Ron in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, 2002. It opened to positive reviews and critics generally enjoyed the lead actor's performances. Both Los Angeles Times and New York Magazine observed that Grint and his peers had matured between films 19, with the latter pointing out that Grint had become more proficient and said they missed the amateurish ardor the actor and Watson carried in Philosopher's Stone. 20. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, 2004, was released on May 31 in the UK. The film sees all three of its lead characters hover on the brink of adolescence, and while they look braver and more capable than before, the dangers they face seem far more grave and their vulnerability more intense. 21. Alfonso Cuarón took over direction for Prisoner of Azkaban, which remains the lowest grossing Harry Potter film with $795 million in revenue. 1522. Nonetheless, it was the second highest grossing movie of 2004, behind Shrek 2. 23. Grint at the Toronto premiere of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix in 2007. In 2005, Grint reprised his role for the fourth film in the series, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. The adaptation, unlike previous films, explored romantic elements and included more humor. 24. In a 2005 interview with IGN, all three lead actors singled out humor as a reason for the film's success. 24. It was directed by Mike Newell, whom Grint characterized as really loud and not afraid to swear at you, but he was really cool. 25. Goblet of Fire is one of the series' best reviewed installments, and is noted for its characters' maturity and sophistication, darker and more complex plotline, and the quality of the screenplay and lead actors' performances. 26. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, the fifth film in the Harry Potter franchise, was released to cinemas in 2007. A huge financial success, it set a record worldwide opening weekend gross of $394 million, superseding Spider-Man 3. 27. It was directed by a new filmmaker, David Yates 28, who directed all of the subsequent Potter films. Grint said the laid-back director was really good and helped keep the material fresh. 25. Grint and his Harry Potter co-stars left imprints of their hands, feet, and wands in front of Grauman's Chinese Theater in Hollywood. 29. On July 15, 2009, the series' sixth installment, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, was released and again set box office records. 31. In its theatrical run, it earned $933 million ticket sales. 15. It is also one of the most positively reviewed Harry Potter films, with critics praising its emotionally satisfying story, direction, cinematography, visual design, and music. 33. Grint observed a change in Ron in this entry, pointing out that his once insecure, often overshadowed character started to become more secure and even began to show a dark side. He found it fun to personify a more emotional Ron. 7. Between 2009 and 2010, Grint's work received 3 award nominations, including one win an Otto Award from the German magazine Bravo. 34. Grint with co-stars Daniel Radcliffe, left, and Emma Watson, middle, at the premiere of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2 in 2011. Despite the previous film's successes, the franchise's future was put into question when the three lead actors had reservations about signing on for the final two films. 35 However, by March 2007, Grint agreed to return for the last installments. 36 For financial and scripting reasons, the final book was divided into two films, shot back-to-back. 37 With filming concluding in June 2010. 38 After completing the final film, Grint said, "I mean, it literally has been my childhood, and suddenly it all came down to really just one random scene, with us jumping through a fireplace, and then it was over. It's very odd. Because suddenly it was all over, just like that. It was really emotional for all of us, realizing that we're never going to be doing this again." 7. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 1, 2010, was released in November and grossed over $950 million. 15 It set several box office records. 39 And received mostly favorable reviews. 16 Grint's portrayal of Ron again earned him critical praise. Reviewing the adaptation for Slate, Dana Stevens called all three of the leads terrific. 40 Although he disliked the film, Joe Morgenstern of the Wall Street Journal wrote that Grint has grown up to be a skillful actor who knows the value of a slow burn. 41 Grint's performance brought him nominations from the MTV Movie Awards and National Movie Awards for Best Fight and Performance of the Year in 2011. 42-43 He reprised his role for the seventh time in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2, the final Harry Potter installment. It resumed from where the previous film left off, and included a lot of action, whereas Part 1 had focused more on character development. 44 Grint, along with the film 16 was critically acclaimed, and Hornaday of the Washington Post wrote, "Who could have predicted that Radcliffe, Grint, and Watson would turn out to be good actors?" 45. The film broke several box office records, including biggest midnight release 46, biggest first day opening 46, and biggest opening weekend. 47 Deathly Hallows, Part 2 became the fourth highest grossing film of all time. Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling gave a speech at the world premiere of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2 on July 7, 2011 in London. She said that there were 7 Harry Potter film series cast members whom she called the Big Seven. Grint was one of them, with Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, Tom Felton, Matthew Lewis, Ivana Lynch, and Bonnie Wright. 48. 2002 to 2011, concurrent film work during Harry Potter. In 2002, Grint starred in his first non-Harry Potter film, Thunderpants, which revolves around Patrick, played by Bruce Cook, whose remarkable capacity for flatulence scores him a job as an astronaut. In this film, Grint played the co-lead role of Alan, an anosmic boy who is Patrick's only friend. It was generally ignored by critics and audiences. Most critics who did take notice of it did not respond well to it, with one writing, "This film should be shown in prison so that inmates have a good reason to never return." 49. Grint also appeared in Driving Lessons, a comedy drama released in 2006, starring opposite Julie Walters. It met with a mixed reception by critics, but his portrayal of an oppressed teenage boy was generally praised. Alt Film Guide's Andre Soares wrote, "Grint, on the other hand, is a revelation. He displays an innate naturalness mixed with personal charisma that turn a potentially pathetic Christian freak into a humorous, thoroughly likable, if more than a little awkward, young man." 50. In July 2008, it was announced that Grint would star in the drama film Cherry Bomb with Robert Sheehan and Kimberly Nixon. Grint found shooting this film very different from the Harry Potter films, as he had to adjust to doing a dozen scenes per day. 51 Grint's character Malachi, a worker at Belfast, goes to great lengths to impress his boss's daughter, with whom he is infatuated. This film, like his next project, involved him playing violent roles. 51 Despite premiering at the 2009 Berlin International Film Festival, the film was initially unable to find a distributor. An online campaign by Grint's fans was credited with helping to secure a distribution deal in the UK in 2010. 52. Jonathan Lynn directed Grint in Wild Target, a 2010 comedy thriller, where he starred with Emily Blunt and Bill Nighy. A remake of the 1993 French film Sybil Imovant, it was made on a relatively small budget of $8 million. 53. It was a commercial failure, earning only $3.40 million. 54, and garnered mostly negative reviews in the media, which criticized it for dishonoring the original film and wasting the comedic potential of its cast. 55. However, Grint also attracted some positive notice. It's nice to see Rupert Grint perform well in a role other than that of Ron Weasley, and it's clear that he's got a career ahead of him. 56. In January 2011, Grint made a cameo appearance on the BBC popular comedy show Come Fly With Me, starring comedy duo Matt Lucas and David Walliams, Little Britain. 57. In March 2011, he was cast as the lead character in the small-budget anti-war Norwegian film Into the White, directed by Patronus. 58. Principal photography started in April, and the film, which was shot on location 59, was released in 2012. It is based on a real incident that took place on April 27, 1940, when German Luftwaffe pilot Horst Scopia's bomber was shot down at Gottlieb by a Royal Navy Fleet Air Arm Blackburn Skua, which then crash-landed. The several German and British crew members found shelter by chance during a harsh winter there. 59. In August 2011, Grint did a photo shoot with his friend and Harry Potter co-star Tom Felton in Los Angeles for the autumn/winter collection of the fashion label Band of Outsiders. 60. In September 2011, it was announced that Grint would voice a character in the film adaptation of Postman Pat along with David Tennant, Stephen Mangan, and Jim Broadbent. It was released in May 2014. 61. Grint also appears in the music video for Ed Sheeran's song Lego House, released on October 20, 2011. 62. 2012, present, further work, theater, and television. In March 2012, the Visit Britain TV ad was released, featuring Grint alongside Julie Walters, Michelle Dockery, and Stephen Fry, promoting holidaying at home in the UK. Later that month, Variety reported that Grint had been cast alongside Chloe Grace Moretz in The Drummer, a biopic film about drummer Dennis Wilson of the Beach Boys. That day, The Hollywood Reporter confirmed it and announced that filming would begin June 15, 2012 in California and Savannah, Georgia. 63-64. Grint in 2012. On July 25, 2012, Grint carried the 2012 London Olympic torch during the Olympic Torch Relay, part of the London 2012 Summer Olympics. He told the BBC News that it was an overwhelming experience that he hoped to remember forever. 65 and told the Daily Telegraph, "It was amazing, it was really overwhelming. It's just such an honor to be a part of this. I'm really proud." 66 In October 2012, he narrated We Are Aliens, a 25-minute 3D planetarium full-dome film about the possibility of other intelligent life in the universe. 67. On February 13, 2013, The Hollywood Reporter's live feed announced that Grint would star in a television pilot for CBS called Super Clyde. 68. It did not become a series. In July 2013, it was confirmed that Grint would make his stage debut in the second run of Jez Butterworth's black comedy Mojo, with Grint playing Sweets, a hood who pops amphetamines like Smarties and does a sort of double act, full of comic menace. The play, which also starred Brendan Coyle, Ben Whishaw, and Daniel Mays, was based on real-life events, and ran from October 26, 2013 to February 8, 2014 at the Harold Pinter Theatre in London. 69. Grint won the What's on Stage Award for Best London Newcomer for his role. 70. Grint, Far Left, during a performance of It's Only a Play at the Gerald Schoenfeld Theatre in 2014. In September 2013, The Hollywood Reporter confirmed that Grint would star in an adaptation of Macbeth called Enemy of Man, also featuring Sean Bean, Charles Dance, Jason Fleming, James Darcy, Neil Maskell, and Joe Gilgun, and directed by Vincent Regan. 71 filming began in January 2014 in the United Kingdom. 72-73 in June 2014, it was announced that Grint would make his Broadway debut as Frank Finger in the play It's Only a Play at the Gerald Schoenfeld Theatre, appearing with Matthew Broderick, Nathan Lane, Stockard Channing, and Megan Mullally. It ran from August 28, 2014 to January 4, 2015. 74-75. Since 2019, Grint has starred as Julian Pierce in the Apple TV Plus psychological horror series Servant. The series has been critically praised. 76-77 in December 2021, the show was renewed for its fourth and final season. 78. Grint starred in the 2022 Netflix anthology series Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities and in M. Night Shyamalan's 2023 thriller film Knock at the Cabin. 79-80 He also reunited with multiple cast members of the Harry Potter film series for an HBO Max special, Harry Potter 20th Anniversary, Return to Hogwarts, which premiered on January 1, 2022. 81. In December 2024, Finnish film director Hanna Bergholm announced that her film, Nightborn, Jan Lapsi, had wrapped filming, with Grint and Sidi Harla starring in the lead roles. 82-83-84 In January 2026, the film was selected for the main competition in the 76th Berlin International Film Festival. 85. In August 2025, Grint starred in Ed Sheeran's music video for song A Little More. 86-87. In December 2025, Grint was cast in T.I. West's Ebenezer, A Christmas Carol, alongside Johnny Depp, Andrea Riseborough, Ian McKellen, and Trammell Tillman. The film is set for release in November 2026. 88. Personal life. Grint has been in a relationship with actress Georgia Groom since 2011. 89 They have two daughters, born in May 2020, 89-90 and April 2025. 91 He joined Instagram in November 2020, posting a photo of himself holding his newborn daughter. 90 He reached 1 million followers within 4 hours and 1 minute of creating his account, breaking the previous Guinness World Records title for the fastest time to reach 1 million followers on the platform. 92. As Grint's earliest ambition was to be an ice cream man, he bought an ice cream van with the money he earned from the Harry Potter series and sold ice cream to local customers. 93, 94, 95. He took part in the 2012 Summer Olympics torch relay, carrying the flame through Hendon in northwest London to outside Middlesex University. 96 Grint is a keen football fan and an avid supporter of Tottenham Hotspur. 97. Philanthropy. Grint has supported various charitable organizations, including donating personal items 98 to charity auctions. He participated in the Wacky Rally in 2010 with James and Oliver Phelps, which raised money for Britain's Royal National Lifeboat Institution. 99 He was one of more than 40 people to produce designs for the Chrysalis collection for Keach Hospice Care in Luton. His piece, a painted butterfly, was auctioned on eBay in March 2010. 101 In May 2011, with other celebrities, he took part in the Make Mine Milk ad campaign to promote daily milk drinking. His ads were seen on posters and the sides of thousands of buses across the United Kingdom. 102 Since 2011, he has supported the Little Star Award for Cancer Research UK. I think that it's wonderful that Cancer Research UK is helping to bring a little bit of magic to the children's lives in this way, he said. 103. Tax affairs. In 2016, Grint lost an appeal against HMRC's decision to block his attempt to change his accounting date. 104 This move was intended to reduce his tax liability by deferring income into a lower tax year. 104 At that time, the actor was calculated to have earned around £24 million from the Harry Potter franchise. 105 However, HMRC successfully argued that the change was motivated by tax avoidance rather than legitimate business reasons. 104 In 2019, HMRC brought another case against Grint. 106 He was ordered to pay an additional £1.8 million in tax after losing the legal battle with HMRC. The tax authority argued that a £4.5 million sum he received should be classified as income rather than as a capital asset, which is subject to much lower tax rate. This ruling increased his tax liability for the 2011-12 tax year. 107 Grint later lost his appeal claim and was ordered to pay £1.8 million of tax liability and legal costs. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban is a 2004 fantasy film directed by Alfonso Cuarón from a screenplay by Steve K. Loves. It is based on the 1999 novel Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban by J.K. Rowling. It is the sequel to Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, 2002, and the third installment in the Harry Potter film series. The film stars Daniel Radcliffe as Harry Potter, alongside Rupert Grint and Emma Watson as Harry's best friends Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger, respectively. It chronicles Harry's third year at Hogwarts and his quest to uncover the truth about his past, including the connection recently escaped Azkaban prisoner Sirius Black has to Harry and his deceased parents. With this film, the Harry Potter series switched to a longer 18-month production cycle. Cuarón was selected as director from a list that included Callie Cowrie and Kenneth Branagh. The cast of previous films returned for Prisoner, with the additions of Gary Oldman, David Thewlis, Timothy Spall, and Emma Thompson, among others. It was the first appearance of Michael Gambon as Professor Albus Dumbledore, due to Richard Harris's death in 2002. Principal photography began in February 2003 at Leavesden Film Studios. It was the first in the series to extensively use real-life locations, with sets built in Scotland and scenes shot in London. Filming wrapped in November 2003. The film was released on May 31, 2004 in the United Kingdom, and on June 4, 2004 in North America. It was the first Harry Potter film to use IMAX technology and was released in IMAX theaters. Prisoner of Azkaban grossed a total of $808 million worldwide, making it the second highest grossing film of 2004, behind Shrek 2. The film received positive reviews, with particular praise for Cuarón's direction. It was credited with shifting the franchise's tone. It was nominated for 2 Academy Awards, Best Original Music Score and Best Visual Effects, at the 77th Academy Awards in 2004. It was followed by Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire in 2005. Plot. During another unhappy summer with the Dursleys, Harry Potter becomes enraged when Vernon's sister Marge viciously insults his parents and provokes her to inflate and float away. Expecting to be expelled from Hogwarts for using magic outside school, Harry runs away but is picked up by the night bus and taken to the Leaky Cauldron, where Minister for Magic Cornelius Fudge assures Harry that he will not face punishment. Upon reuniting with his best friends Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger, Harry learns that Sirius Black, an alleged supporter of Lord Voldemort, has escaped Azkaban prison and is expected to come after Harry. While journeying to Hogwarts, the Hogwarts Express is boarded by Dementors, ghostly prison guards searching for Black. One of them causes Harry to faint, but the new defense against the dark arts teacher, Remus Lupin, repels it using a Patronus charm. At Hogwarts, Headmaster Albus Dumbledore announces that Dementors will patrol the school until Black is captured. Hagrid is appointed as the Care of Magical Creatures teacher, but his first class goes awry when Draco Malfoy provokes a hippogriff named Buckbeak to attack him. As a result, Draco's father has Buckbeak sentenced to death. Hogwarts is put on high alert when the portrait of the Fat Lady warns that Black is in the castle and attempted to break into Gryffindor Tower. The Dementors attack Harry during a Quidditch match, but he is saved by Dumbledore. Although his broomstick is destroyed, Harry's sensitivity to the Dementors prompts him to ask Lupin to teach him the Patronus charm. Harry, unable to visit Hogsmeade Village without permission from his guardians, attempts to sneak out of the castle but is caught by Fred and George Weasley, who provide him with the Marauder's map, which shows him a secure passage to Hogsmeade. Above the Three Broomsticks pub, he overhears Professor Minerva McGonagall, pub owner Madame Rosmerta and Fudge discuss how Black is Harry's godfather, divulged the Potters' whereabouts to Lord Voldemort, and murdered their mutual friend Peter Pettigrew. Harry vows to kill Black if they meet. Harry,